Around 2008, the Tibetan government in exile grew suspicious that its computers had been hacked by the Chinese. They approached researchers at the University of Toronto who were able to confirm that that indeed was the case, but that they alone were not the victims. There were many others, including in India and embassies and so on. The manner of the attack was quite simple. People got attachments in the mail, and if you clicked on them, a virus was loaded onto your computer. Embedded in the virus were certain domain names, and what the virus would do was to check the hard drive of the computer for any new documents and forward them to these addresses, to these domain names on the internet. When this information was made public, there was a huge hue and cry, and very quickly these domain names were no longer being registered by the Chinese. So these domain names became available. The Canadians registered these domain names themselves, and now they sat back and watched as computers from all over the world started contacting their servers, offering to upload documents to them. The hacked computers were in 31 countries, but almost half of the computers that were sending documents to the Canadians were from India. The researchers at the University of Toronto were shocked to find in their possession secret security situation assessments in Assam, Manipur, etc., concerning Naxalites and Maoists, information relating to visa applications from different embassies of India. There were journalists and academics who were also looked at, the National Security Council Secretariat, embassies at Kabul and Moscow, military educational institutions, Institute for Defense Studies and Analysis, various defense-oriented publications, and even some big corporations in India found themselves sending information without their knowledge and without their consent. This information was published by the Information Warfare Monitor and the Shadow Server Foundation under the heading Shadows in the Cloud, investigating cyber espionage 2.0 on the 6th of April 2010. I sought to find out from the Ministry of Information Technology whether the government was also thinking along these lines and whether the authority that was investigating this matter was also cognizant of this. So I sent them a letter under the right to information on the 13th of April 2010 asking if this hacking by the Chinese had been investigated, how one might get in touch with them, and how many computers that they had found which had been hacked. I was amazed to get in reply a copy of an India Today article. So I then tried contacting them personally, and that didn't have much effect. And so on the 2nd of December 2010, I sent the exact same questions once again to the Ministry of Information Technology. This time again, they sent me a copy of this Shadows in the Cloud report that was already available on the internet anyway. But they didn't seem to have any information of their own on the subject at all. We persisted, and on the 28th of March 2011, we sent the same questions again, hoping that by now the matter might have been investigated and that there might be some information available on the subject. This time, the ministry forwarded the request to the concerned agency and said that information was awaited. Reminders were sent by the appellate authority in the ministry to the information officer on the 31st of May, on the 14th of June, on the 1st of July, and on the 23rd of August. And they didn't get any information on the subject. This is not a small matter. This is an attack on the country, which is no less serious, let us say, than Kargil. So we then took up the matter with the Home Ministry On the 26th of May 2011, we asked them if any agency had been authorized by the Home Ministry to investigate this matter. The Home Ministry transferred this to the Department of Information Technology, saying requested information does not fall totally within the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Home Affairs. And when we pursued the matter further, the Home Ministry informed us that they are neither concerned with the subject matter nor have any information to furnish. Since computers of the External Affairs Ministry had been hacked, we asked the External Affairs Ministry on the 24th of June 2011 if they had conducted any investigation into this matter, and what they said was that they did not conduct a separate investigation and that this investigation was carried out by the National Technical Research Organization, which we could not find nor contact in any way. We asked the Cabinet Secretariat which agency in the country was responsible for investigating cyber attack. Once again, mail was forwarded. First to the Department of Telecom, and then that was forwarded once again to guess who? The Department of Information Technology. We don't know in this country which agency is responsible for investigating cyber attack, for protecting us from cyber attack. And when such a matter is brought to the attention of concerned ministries, all they can do is forward mail to each other and then sit back, and when push comes to shove, they take refuge behind the cloak of secrecy to protect the fact that they have done absolutely nothing. It is vitally important that we re-examine our cyber security priorities, because clearly the attention of our security agencies is in the wrong place. This is Arun Mehta. Thank you for your attention.